dispersion of light. So we will continue our discussion about dispersion of light in the coming slides. Before that, we need to know what is mean by white light and what is mean by monochromatic light. So first, let me tell you what is the definition of dispersion. Dispersion of light. Dispersion of light mean, see, as I told you, light consists of different wavelengths. Corresponding to that, you have different colors, VI, BG, YOR. So when white light is splitting into different colors, so if white light is being splitted into different colors, it is known as dispersion, right? Now, what is mean by white light? That's the reason why first you need to know what is mean by white light. If white light concept is clear, then dispersion will be very clear. So that is the reason why first I will be explaining you about white light, and after that monochromatic light, and then we will enter into dispersion. So look here, white light is nothing but colorless light, colorless daylight. White itself is representing that it does not have any particular color. So white light is a colorless daylight. This contains all the wavelengths of the visible spectrum. Visible spectrum is nothing but VI, BG, YOR. So this is nothing but spectrum. Mixture of all colors is nothing but a white light. And this visible spectrum consists of all these colors which has different wavelengths. So a white light is that which is the mixture of all wavelengths of the whole visible spectrum. So in simple terms, electromagnetic radiation of all frequencies in the visible range of the spectrum appear white to eye. This is called as white light. So electromagnetic radiations, in the sense those radiations which we are generally daylight, that is an electromagnetic light. It has no color, right? Why it does not has any color? Because all wavelengths, it has violet, it has indigo, it has blue, it has green, it has yellow, orange, and as well as red. This is visible spectrum. All wavelengths of the visible spectrum is contained by white light. So when white light enter into our eye, it is not that one wavelength entering into our eye. It is that all the spectrum wavelengths enter into our eye directly. Violet it enter, indigo it enter, yellow it enter, indigo, orange, and red also even it enter into our eye. So therefore, as our eye has persistence of vision it can understand, or it can give the picture of one particular wavelength to your brain. So when all these wavelengths enter into our brain get confused and it does not give any picture. Therefore, it appears to be as white. So violet, indigo, blue, green, yellow, orange, and red. All these wavelengths at a time, it enter into our eye. So when it enter into our eye get confused, and it get confused whether to send violet or whether to send blue, whether to send yellow, orange, or red. Which wavelength it to be sent into the brain, it get confused. Therefore, it will be sending a blank message to the brain. So optic nerve will send a blank message to the brain because all these wavelengths are at a time entering into our eye. Therefore, it does not respond for any color. It does not respond for violet. It does not respond for indigo, blue, green, any color. It does not respond. Therefore, it appears to be as white, right? So simply remember that white light is the mixture of all wavelengths. As it is mixture of all wavelengths, when white light enter into our eye could not sense any particular color because all wavelengths it is entering into our eye. Therefore, a blank message is sent to the brain, which is mixture of all wavelengths. Next, as I told you, white light is mixture of all wavelengths. Then what about each wavelength called? each wavelength is called as monochromatic light, right? So violet, it is one monochromatic light. It has only one wavelength. Blue, it is one monochromatic light. It has only one wavelength. Red, it is called as monochromatic light because it has only one wavelength. How much it is? 7,000 angstrom. So monochromatic source, it is a light source emitting only one color, only one wavelength it emit. For example, in our home, generally we will be using zero bulbs, right? Red color zero bulb, and green color zero bulbs, violet color zero bulb, yellow color zero bulb we will be using, and even we will be using LEDs also, very small light emitting diodes. And during function, we will have different multiple color for decoration. We will be using red, blue, green, different colors we will be using, right? They all are said to be as monochromatic sources, which emit only one particular wavelength. So usually this is like a monochromatic light. For example, if it is emitting only 5,000 angstrom, 5,000 angstrom, if it is releasing, then it is said to be as one particular color. Say generally it is yellow. So like that, single colored light is called as monochromatic light, and multiple colored light is called as white light. Tube light is white light because you could see that there is no particular color for tube light. But for zero bulbs, it will have specific wavelength. It will have yellow, green, different colors. You can differentiate it with your naked eye. So it comes under monochromatic light. Tube light is white light. Sodium lamp, it is monochromatic light. Mercury lamp, it is white light. It emits all wavelengths at a time. Sun, white light, because all wavelengths comes from that source. So those sources which emit all multiple wavelengths simultaneously are said to be as white light sources, and those sources which emit light of one particular wavelength, they are called as monochromatic sources. And we have already learned that V is equal to nu lambda, where nu is frequency and lambda is wavelength. Now this should be clear. White light and monochromatic light concept should be very clear. Right, students, we have already learned in the previous slide. In the last slide, we have seen the definitions of white light and as well as monochromatic light. We have learned these two things. White light, it is a mixture of all wavelengths, and monochromatic light, it is only a single wavelength. This is lambda, don't get confused. This is lambda. Lambda means that it is wavelength. Now see, you have a glass prism, right? Now from this glass prism, you have white light. White light, it is mixture of all colors. That means V, I, B, G, Y, O, R. All colors are mixed. It is called as white light. So when white light is allowed to incident on the prism, this is prism. All this white light appears to be as one beam. That beam enter into the prism, and when it enter into the prism has particular refractive index, right? It has its own refractive index. Because of that refractive index, we have already discussed that depending on different refractive index, you will have different speeds, and speed depend upon the wavelength of the light. So as white light has different wavelengths, when that enter into this glass prism, corresponding to their wavelengths, it gets separated. Each wavelength has its own unique color. Yellow, green, orange, blue, all these colors get separated, and finally they come out separately, like red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, and violet. So white light is being splitted. White light is being splitted into 7 different colors, and these 7 different colors appearing on the screen is called as spectrum, and this spectrum is observed by our naked eye, therefore it is called as visible spectrum. It is visible spectrum. Visible spectrum consists of all these colors: V, I, B, G, Y, O, R. all these colors you are able to identify, and those all colors are being splitted individually. Each color is being now recognized with your naked eye, therefore it is said to be as visible spectrum. So this is nothing but dispersion of light. Okay, so how can you define dispersion of the light? Splitting of white light into its constituent wavelengths. Splitting of white light into its constituent monochromatic light when it passes through different medium is said to be as dispersion. Okay, now let us learn what is the reason for this dispersion. We have already learned one simple from the previous slides. We have even learned that refractive index delta m is equal to mu minus 1 into A. Okay, and we know that refractive index will be different for different wavelengths. So refractive index is also depending upon wavelength, right? So refractive index mu 2 divided by mu 1 is equal to V1 divided by V2, and from here you can even write wavelengths lambda. Okay, so therefore refractive index depends upon wavelength also. So refractive index for different colors, monochromatic. So refractive index of different monochromatic light is different. Refractive index will be different for red. Red has one particular wavelength. Corresponding to that refractive index for red, you can write it as mu r. Similarly, refractive index of violet, mu v. Like that, all wavelengths we have, right? V, I, B, G, Y, O, R. For violet, it will have one refractive index. Let me write it as mu v. Let me write it as mu I. Let me write it as mu b, mu g, mu y, mu o, and mu r. Different refractive index we have, right? So therefore, deviation for red is equal to refractive index of red minus 1 into A. Similarly, deviation of violet is equal to refractive index for violet minus 1 into A. See here, refractive index for different light colors, it is different value. Therefore, deviation of red is different, deviation of violet is different, deviation of yellow is different. So it is deviation depending upon refractive index, you will have different deviations. So therefore, when white light enter into this prism, it offer different refractive index. Corresponding to that, you will have different deviation angles for different lights. Okay, so deviation will be greater for violet and deviation will be less for red. Very important point you should remember. Deviation of red is less than deviation of violet. Okay, deviation of red is less than deviation of violet because wavelength of red is greater than wavelength of violet. So simply you can write deviation is inversely proportional to wavelength lambda, right? Deviation is inversely proportional to wavelength. Greater wavelength light get deviated less, and larger wavelength light deviate vice versa, reciprocal. Check it up. See, lambda is less, deviation is more. So violet, it has less wavelength, therefore deviation is greater. Lambda for red, it is greater, so greater, less deviation, so therefore it is deviated less. Clear? So this is how dispersion takes place when it enter into glass prism. So when white light enter into glass prism, it gets splitted into multiple colors of its own wavelengths, and this phenomenon is called as dispersion. Reason for dispersion is refractive index for different wavelengths is different. As a result, the deviations for different wavelengths will be different. So as a result, light gets splitted into its constituent wavelengths because glass prism offer different refractive index for those light rays. Clear? So this is important concept you should learn from this particular slide. One more important thing to learn from this is, see, we have different, white light is mixture of all wavelengths, V, I, B, G, Y, O, R. It is mixture of all wavelengths. So wavelength of violet is less, wavelength of red is greater. Okay. So as we know that refractive index mu is equal to C by V. C is as it is, V is equal to nu lambda. So refractive index is inversely proportional to wavelength lambda, right? But of course, this is not exactly, you have lot of very lengthy derivation for this, and it is just for simple understanding. I am telling you mu is inversely proportional to lambda. So as wavelength is less, its a refractive index is more. If wavelength is greater, then in such cases refractive index will be greater. So this is one important thing you should learn from here. I'm erasing this part. So from this it is clear. Similarly, refractive index of 1 divided by refractive index of 2 is equal to C divided by V1 and C divided by V2. This is equal to V2 divided by V1. V is equal to nu lambda, right? So nu lambda 2 divided by nu lambda 1, this and this gets cancelled. So mu 1 divided by mu 2 is equal to lambda 2 divided by lambda 1, right? And as we know, V is equal to nu lambda, right? So V depends upon lambda. Okay, V depends on lambda. So mu is inversely proportional to wavelength and it is inversely proportional to speed. So red has greater wavelength, as red has, for red, lambda of red is greater than lambda of violet. Speed of red is greater than speed of violet in prism. Okay, so speed of red is greater in prism. That is the reason why it has less deviation. So this is very important point you need to understand. So speed of red is greater than speed of violet. That is the reason why red comes first. Red comes out first from prism because its wavelength is greater. As its wavelength is greater, it travel with greater speed. As it is traveling with greater speed, it comes first than that of remaining all colors. As it is coming first, its deviation is very less. Okay,